Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie, and today I'm celebrating my birthday week. It's something kind of special. I just turned 60. What an odd thing to think about. 60 years on the planet, 60 years around the sun. Wow, 60 times. Anyhow, I have the best husband, and he bought me for my birthday as a surprise the Viburnum Watercolor set. And this is the set that comes with the wooden box. Look at that. This wood box. It has this extra little palette here that I can never get pulled. You can pop it out of the box and it can be washed. It's a heavy duty plastic. I'd love to find a ceramic palette that I could slide in here, but for now, this will work. If you are new here, please leave me a message in the chat. Hey Dawn, welcome. Yeah, so this is my birthday gift, one of them from my husband. And I am going to be doing some swatching. I have gone ahead and the little card that they included in the palette here, it's a piece of watercolor paper, and I've gone ahead and written out the names. There's 24 colors in this set, and I have taken off all of the little paper covers for it and stuff. Yours and your youngest son's birthday are this month. May is an awesome month for a birthday. Let me tell you, the weather is perfect. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. You get more sunny days than rainy days. So I'm really, really quite pleased with that. I need to turn off the auto focus on my camera. It's been a while since I've done a live stream. Is the sound coming through loud enough, guys? I really would love to hear. Sound is coming through good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start working on this. I have let me see. I thought I had a little squirt bottle here. Oh, there it is. I have just a little sprayer bottle. This was an eyeglass cleaning bottle. And I have taken off all of the little paper covers. And since I've already written it down on here, I know what colors I have. So I'm just going to take all the little paper covers off. I may go ahead and tape these down or glue them down onto a bigger card. And so I have all of the light fast information and the pigment information, because they come with all of that on these little pieces of paper, and they are ASTM-D. They conform to the ASTM-D. So hey, hello Joanne, thank you so much. This is, yeah, like I said, it's my 60th birthday this week. So we've been celebrating my birthday all week. All right. I am going to go ahead and get, the set came with a number 4 round brush, and I haven't loosened it up yet, so I'm going to swish it around in this water and get the sizing out of it. Just swishy swish. Ah, there we go. And let's see. I think I knocked my my paper towels down, or my paper napkins down. Sorry about all the noisies. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start getting these. And while we're getting all set up in here, I'm not going to swatch the white on here because, well, white. This is the lemon yellow. Ooh. And I'm going to I have another book right here. And I'm going to go ahead and, with my full brush, Go like that. So when I pick up a color, I'm going to put it on this card. Ooh. And then I'm going to put these circles right next to each other. Yeah. Oh, I like this. It has been an age since I have done a live stream. Didn't know if anybody would even find me, so thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you being here. If you are interested in more of my... You know, vermilion is not one of my most favorite colors because it always has a kind of muddy quality to it. But I can see where it would come in with the... probably come in pretty well with doing bricks and things like that. I'm sorry that this is really glary. Like I said, it's been a while since I've done a live stream, and my setup is not exactly set up. All right, so that was vermilion. Now we're on scarlet. These colors are super, super pigmenty. I am going to put a little bit more on that. And then I'll pick it up so you can see it better. You may need birthday paints. Yeah, these are nice. I'm, you know, feeling pretty excited about this. I think what I'm doing here is just first just doing this. I am going to do a doodle. That Pyrrole Crimson. That's pretty. It feels, whoopsie, did I? Just want to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. That is the, and this is the Rose Madder. Oh, I didn't get the, now I'm getting lost because I keep talking. All right, so we've got lemon yellow, cad orange, vermilion, scarlet, and Pyrrole Crimson. So this is Rose Madder next. I'm going to come down right here. Oh, and I didn't put it on the card. Whoops. There we go. Mineral Violet is the next one. It's a little soft. I have had the color on, or the water on here for a little bit, so it should be as dark as it's going to be. Yes, they are wetting really well. I'm just going in, picking up, and dioxazine violet. Put a little bit more. Whoopsie. Don't touch that one. This is the dioxazine violet right here. Put a little bit more on the paper. Sky blue. That's a pretty blue. Like that. And then we've got the phthalo blue. Ooh. Now that phthalo blue, that is awesome. Phthalo blue is a very staining color. Here, I want to pick up just a little bit of that extra purple that I dropped in there. That was just a little too much. All right, so now we're going to skip down here to Prussian blue. And then we're going to pick this up and oh my gosh. Let's see, move that up like that so then I can have it. There we go. We're getting better. I'm getting more organized. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know you're here. I'm really excited for my friends who have found me. I'm going to put, get that hair off there. All right, this, whoops, not the Prussian blue. I'm on the ultramarine blue. Oh, that ultramarine is nice. These, I'm just doing color blobs on this page. I'm going to do a doodle in just a second of the palette and my art supplies because, well, ooh, this is spring green. That's pretty. This is a very bright, happy palette. Permanent green. Phthalo green. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Phthalo green. Okay, permanent green and phthalo green are basically the same color. Hi, Jennifer. Yeah, the yellows and the blues are so pretty. The dioxazine purple is lovely. Like I said, the phthalo green and the permanent green are super close to each other. I don't know. I mean, they are almost exactly the same color. So I could have done without the permanent green. And, you know, I actually like a green gold, so I would have gone with a green gold instead of the permanent green. Sap green. This sap green is pretty. It's a very earthy green. It looks a little more muted, which kind of is nice. Yellow ochre. Yep, yellow ochre is yellow ochre. It's nice and earthy. Here, I'll pick this up for a second here so you can see a little bit better on these colors. There we go. Now we're going to go to the burnt sienna. I'm glad that I went ahead and wrote out the names on this card to begin with, so we didn't have to waste time on that. Burnt sienna. Nice. Burnt umber. Oh, wow. That's a nice burnt umber. It's a warmer burnt umber than I've seen. So it's a nice almost teddy bear brown. Brown oxide. I'm not sure what that color is. I think it's more, yeah, like a sepia or sepia. Definitely a sepia type of color. Payne's gray, which we'll see what that one. Ooh, yeah, that's a nice Payne's gray. Put a little bit more the pigment in that. Payne's gray and Prussian blue tend to be my favorite colors. What are your favorite colors? And then lamp black. Ooh, that's a really nice dark black. The brush that came with it, this is lovely so far. I mean, I've only used it to do these two swatches so far. This page and we'll test out the brush. Let's test out the brush. I'm gonna rotate this around and let's see what we can do with this brush, eh? Just moving some stuff out of the way so that I don't end up stopping my stream. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to test out this Viburnum number 4 brush. And I think I'll just go and grab some of that Payne's Gray. And first I'm just going to lay the brush down. Let's see what it does here. I like that. It has a nice point on it. The point seems to carry along. Yeah, that's nice. So now let's see if I do... Ooh, okay. I need to shift so that you can see... Let's see. I've got too many things on my desk. And I need to get this so that it's tipped up slightly for you. There we go. Very, very, very fine. Skinny, skinny little lines. Fatter line. Fatter line. Wow. Look at that. So this is the number 4. It is a synthetic brush. The handle is varnished really well. I'm getting black or Payne's Gray all over it because I've got it all over my fingers because I'm messy like that. This is wrapped with a piece of plastic right here, and then it has 4 wraps of wire. Since you don't get down here and hold your brush all the way down, I don't think that those little wires are going to be a problem. But if you are somebody who cramps down on your brush, you're going to get caught on these little wires. And that's just because of the way these are manufactured. The reason why your brush has this like wider part here in the middle, that's where your fingers are supposed to go. There or coming back here behind it. So let's see. I want to see how these colors mix. So I think I'm going to grab the Pyrrole Crimson. Like that. And the Ultramarine. Woo, there we go. Ultramarine. And the lemon. Let's just... And then I think on the other side of that, I will grab the Cad Yellow medium. Interesting. And then I think on the other side of that, I'm going to grab a little bit of this Prussian blue. And some of that lemon yellow again with the Prussian blue. Ooh, that's pretty. This is a cold pressed U.S. Art watercolor sketchbook. It is an, whoa, I almost knocked over my water. It is an 8.5 by 8.5 book. Let's zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. Get that out of the way. move those. All right, so this, what I'm using here, this is a U.S. Art cold press 110 pound watercolor book. I did a video a week ago, 2 weeks ago, just starting this book out. There we go. Using acrylic gouache on this paper, and it turned out really nice. Then this is some of the Peerless watercolor and pen doodles. The same thing again, some Peerless watercolor and pen doodles. This is just some pen doodles in it. Oh, Dawn, don't worry about asking questions. This is Prima Marketing Decadent Pies, and I just started doodling in this, on this one. So I did some of the kind of neurographic style where you just scribble and draw circles, and then you round off wherever there's an intersection. And then I'm going to fill this with doodles just like I did this one. So I picked 3 doodles on this. I'm going to do the same 3 doodles, which is these thick lines, these parallel lines next to each other, and the leaves. And that's what I'm going to do on this one. I'm going to do the same thing, but this one has the watercolor in the background. And then now we're swatching out these Viburnum colors, and I should probably write on here that that's what these are. So this is Viburnum, Viburnum Art 24 half pan watercolor. And a wood box. Number 4 round brush. And to say I'm excited about these is an understatement. Look at how these colors are flowing together. I love that. That just looks like something in an underwater scene. But what I want to do is a doodle here where I am going to draw my palette. I want to draw the palette, because this is a fun and, it's fun. It's fun to do things like that. I'm going to see if I can get this where everything is on the screen and you can still see. I'm not going to have the little color card there. So what I'm looking at here to start off with is this palette is lovely rectangles, right? Just rectangles. So I'm going to put 2 big, 1 rectangle. I'm not worried about making these perfect rectangles. I'm going to keep them kind of close, but not worried about making them perfect. I think that's pretty good. Looking at this, I have a margin around the inside of both boxes, but this one, they've added an extra piece here with these little toggles. So I'm going to, oh golly gee, let's see about, I'm going to take just a second, guys, and adjust how bright this is. I think it's too bright. And let's see here. Nope, that still isn't giving me the contrast that I need. Actually, bring the contrast down. Whoops. And the brightness up. Sometimes you have to play with things. I need the contrast up a little more. So I think what I need to do is grab something a little bit bigger to put behind my put behind my tablet or behind my sketchbook. So now you guys can see it. And you can see that. Oh, I am trying really hard to make it so you guys can see everything. So now looking at that palette, we've got a margin around the inside. Like I said, I am not worried about making this perfect and not worried about making these lines perfect. But I am going to make that a little bit thicker on the ends there. And then come across. Just like that. And then this has these little toggles. So there's a circle, and then a teardrop, and a teardrop. I think that works pretty well. And then we are going to, there we are. Let's see here. The palette that's in here is another rectangle. Just a rectangle. Don't worry about it being, you know, absolutely dead on perfect, because it adds to that doodle quality of it. It adds to your the handmade quality of it. And I'm looking at this going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wells. So if there's 6 wells, and I know that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to go like this. Another box on the inside, right? Just another rectangle. And this is going to be rounded and come down. So by putting those little parallel lines in there, I was able to make roughly even size wells. No measuring, no perfection needed here. Obviously no perfection since I'm off on that end. But that's okay. And these little wells, kind of a U shape at the back, and then these little lines coming forward. Like this. So I know some of my community are going to be going, but you went live and you didn't tell us ahead of time that you were doing it. And I'm sorry that I didn't give a more of a fair warning that I was going live. I just, on a whim, decided you guys get to celebrate my birthday week with me. If you are drawing along with me, draw anything and share with me, what are you drawing? Let's see here. So now I need to start putting my the colors, the part with the colors. So what are we doing here? What are we seeing? We're basically seeing 3 long rectangles, and they're pretty much equally spaced, long strips. You could actually fit extra watercolor in the middles here, but it's not quite big enough for these pans to go straight down. You would have to turn them sideways, just if you were wanting to fit even more colors into here. But what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at this going, there's a bit of a space, and I'm not applying a lot of pressure with my pen. So that way I can kind of sketch in what I see. You know, like the center part here has that little tab on both ends. It has that little tab. So I'm going to go ahead and sketch that. And now across from that, I am going to just sketch in that little track, basically. Very lightly, very lightly. When you can sketch lightly with your pen by not pushing a lot of pressure down on it. The black ink is the black ink. It's not going to change colors by not pressing, but it's going to change the amount of ink that's going on the paper. And so it appears lighter when you don't apply as much pressure because you are not putting as much ink on the page. Now, I'm going to set that down. Okay, I think I'm going to have to just hold on to this in my hand. So that way you can see and I can see. But I can't see that. All right, there we go. That's better. So I'm looking at this. There are 12 little pans going across and 12 little pans going across. So if I sketch here and just give myself a break line here, which is like the space between pans. Go ahead and zoom in just a little more. We're going to zoom in on the actual doodling here. And then I'm going to give myself a break between these pans and these. Just lightly sketching. And now I have to fit 3 in each of those little sections. So 1, 2, 3. So I need to put 2 sets of vertical lines in each of those sections. Just like that. 2 sets of vertical lines. And now I've got it broken up into my pans in the easiest way that I could do. Now, they are not perfectly the same size, and that is perfectly fine. Now what I'm going to do is kind of look across and try and match up those lines somewhat, straight across. This is all part of observing and doodling. I'm going to put a line there. And then I could go in here and make actual little, where the colors are going to go. Just like this. Just to give me a little bit of a restricted area for those colors. Now, something I noticed about these pans is that they are not extruded pans. They are poured. They have that dip in them from... oh, my voice is really low. I'm sorry, Anne. It could be that I'm talking really low. It could be that my microphone was a little bit too high away from me. So let me know if that's better. And I'm just going to go in here and keep drawing in those little squares, little rectangles. But yeah, so you can tell when a pan is extruded, it looks like a little hard little rectangular block that's been chopped off on the ends and dropped into the pans. These pans, you can tell, are actually poured or filled wet because they weren't filled multiple times. Oh, good. I'm glad that's better. They weren't filled multiple times with, I think that they were probably 1 or 2 times filled with the paints. It doesn't look like they were hand filled. They were probably done, going through a machine for the pans. But there we go. So there's that. Now I have a there's like a little bracket here on the front with a little bump on it. And there is a bracket here with a rectangle. Kind of matches up. There's the little hinges here in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 1, 2, 3, 4. And then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's like the little hinge on the box. And I'm looking down in like this. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the brush. So let's look at this brush. When you're looking at it here, you see it starts at a point, it goes down, it bumps up, and then comes down at a taper, and then comes around. So I'm going to do the little brushy bit here first. Hey, Darcy. What a good husband. Yeah, my husband got me this wonderful set of watercolors for my birthday, and I decided to celebrate my birthday week with you guys. So one of the days of my birthday week here. So that's there. Then there's the 1, 2, 3, 4 little bands. There we go. All right. So, and then I'm going to go out and then taper back down to the end. And then we're going to come out and taper back down to the end. Now, I did not measure. I did not get all worried about making it perfect. This is, just what we're doing. And now it says it's a number 4. So it says it's a 4. And then it says Viburnum. So Viburnum Art. ART. And now all of these have the little serif lines on them. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And then the U has that. And the B has that. And the I gets dotted. And the I has a little. So, for Viburnum. I think that's good. So I think now what I want to do is go ahead, and I need to zoom out a little, and I need to put something underneath again so you'll be able to see. And we're going to just use the brush that it came with, and I want to kind of paint this so that it looks like the actual kit. So it's, and I am just having fun here, guys. I'm going to move that and see if that will work better. I think that will. I am not worried about, perfection. I'm having fun. Let's see here. So this is the burnt sienna, and I think that burnt sienna with maybe just a little bit of the yellow ochre in it, that makes a good wood color. This is a Doodle sketch watercolor. It is not to scale, and it's not going to be perfect, but it is going to be fun. And I'm doing it live. I'm not worried about staying inside the lines. Oh yeah, definitely needed a little more color in that. I think the yellow ochre, brought it down a little too much. Let's just Put a little more color on that. So when you don't know what to paint or draw or doodle, painting or doodling your art supplies is a really good way to break through a little bit of a block. Since it's something that's there in front of you, doing it with something that you love, some type of supply that you love, just makes it more fun. Since you already know you love it, you bought it, it's something that you like playing with, you've used it, why not explore what it is you love about it. Now I'm taking some Payne's Gray and I'm adding a lot of water to it because I'm going to put just a little wash of that gray down here like that, and I'm going to put a little bit of a wash of gray in these wells. Even though this is white, by putting a little wash of gray in here, it gives you the idea that there's some depth to them. It's kind of like painting snow. You paint the shadows, or painting a white dog. You paint the shadows, you don't paint the white. So, well, thank you so much, Darcy. I know I've been missing coming out here and playing with you guys. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try and figure out how to grab some of that lamp black, and I'm going to put some of that in here. I'm going to try and do more things, get in the habit of doing some more live streams, getting more videos out for you all. There we go. I'm not worried about this not being perfectly dry. There's these little metal tabs on the outside of the little palette cups, the little paint cups that hold them in place. So I'm just going to paint those in with the lamp black like that. Give a little bit of a detail line. See, with this brush, you can get really thick lines, you can get really thin lines. You're not limited. When you use a big brush, you don't need to worry about it being a big brush if you have a small detail that you want to work on. You can get in there and work on those smaller details. There we go. I'm picking up paint from other places on this and just moving them around. I am going to put each of the colors into those spots in the wells. So we're going to end up with another little swatch card. So this is another one of those ways that you can make a swatch, draw a picture, and then swatch it out. So I'm going to go ahead and, where'd that bottle? There it is. Give these all a quick spritz. And I'm barely touching and going to just drop the color in, barely touching. And dropping color in. Not making them perfect in the palette. Just, whoa, that picked up a lot. that vermilion. Whoa. Yeah, I'm just going to wipe some of that vermilion off on there. And then rinse my brush. This is the Scarlet. Yeah, see, vermilion and scarlet are enough different. This is the Crimson. Crimson is a very blue red. This is the Rose Madder. It's a very pink. The, what was that violet? Mineral Violet. See, right now, that would be a really great color to use on my lilacs. I have some of the prettiest dark purple lilacs in my backyard. I also have the soft 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I must have skipped a color. White, yellow, cad yellow, orange, vermilion, scarlet, crimson, rose madder. Oh no, I've got two more colors to go. Sky blue. Sky blue is a phthalo blue base. Definitely. And phthalo blue. And Prussian blue. Ultramarine. So, you know, when you get a whole bunch of colors going in a row, sometimes you forget what you're doing. You've always swatched by making pictures. Yeah, I haven't, but I have been, you know, I've seen some, and I have done one video where I made dogs and cats out of swatch blobs. And that's here on the channel, so if you're interested in that. So that was the permanent green, and this is the phthalo green, and again, they are so close to each other as to not be different at all. This is the sap green. I'll pick it up and show you. I know that my colors are, because they're wet, they're glaring. This is the yellow ochre. So now we're going into more of those natural colors down here. The burnt sienna. The burnt umber. See, some burnt umbers can be a lot cooler. This one is cool, but it's a warmer burnt umber. This is the sepia, or the brown oxide. Put a little bit more of that in it. Yeah, there we go. Then we have the Payne's Gray, which is a very blue-black color. And the Lamp Black, which is too much water. There we go. Which is a nice black. It is a little bit warmer. It's not quite so blue as the Payne's Gray. I am going to use a little bit of Payne's Gray and a little bit of the burnt umber. A little bit more burnt umber. And I'm going to use that to make the brush bristles. And those bristles come down in here. I'm trying to not do it too solid. Because this has a plastic. Has plastic around the, here, see how we're doing here. Yeah. And the yellow ochre. Light wash of yellow ochre for the rest of the handle. Oh, that's perfect color. And then a little bit up in here. And I think what I want to do is, whoops, pour that paint all over the place. If you have paint in your wells, don't tip your lid closed. You'll end up with it, you'll end up with it pouring all over the place. So lay that flat again. We're going to zoom this out so you can see it with the palette next to it. I'm going to go ahead and dry this real quick because I do want to put a shadow in underneath of this edge. You see how there's like this shadow here? So there's a shadow just under the edge. So I want to put that on there. So I need to dry this real quick. If you are interested in all kinds of fun, creative things and you're new here and you've never seen my channel before, I'm Stephanie. And this is Deliberately Creative. I do all kinds of different creative things. I draw, I paint. I have a second channel where I do knitting and crochet, and I use a knitting machine. So, yeah, check out Stephanie B Creativity if you like the fibery type of things. If you're interested in more of my painting and doodling and drawing, go ahead and click that subscribe button here. Share this video with your friends if you know somebody who is interested in the Viburnum paints, because we're actually using them. It's not just swatching. We are actually drawing, doodling, and painting. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some of that Payne's gray that was there, that was really watered down, and I want to put that right under the edge here. And again, you can't see because we're so far away. So let me zoom back in. And there we go. So I am going to grab just a little bit darker right along the very edge closest to the paintbrush. And right along this edge here, just because the way the light is coming in, it's sort of hanging out there. I'm going to put some of that darker gray down inside there. I think I'm going to grab a little bit of that yellow ochre to use for the hinges. And the little bracket out here. You know, the lock. I like that. And we're gonna continue using some of that Payne's gray, I think. And I'm going to go in and put a little bit more of a shadow down in here, like that. And maybe even just sort of hit just a few of these spots between those little palettes, those little paint trays. If you are interested in supporting my channel, I do have a Patreon. The link is down below in the more information. If you like my doodling style, my drawing style, I have several coloring books. If you're interested in doing some coloring, let me know. I would love to do some live coloring videos. I have fun with those. And I think I'm going to pick my pen up off the floor. Get back here, pen. It fell on the floor a while ago. And I'm going to give this a bit of a signature. SB. And the year is 2024. I like it. I like it. I think that this turned out really well. Let's go ahead and put them side by side. Zoom out. So what do you think? We do okay? I think we did just fine. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate you. And remember to go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And thank you. I love you guys. And happy birthday this year, wherever you are, whenever your birthday is. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.